This is your WCIA 3 forecast first.
Well, we had some showers and thunderstorms earlier this afternoon, had a little severe weather. Things have calmed down, but now we're seeing another little round starting to kind of take shape just west of Jacksonville now. We're watching an area of showers and storms. These are all going to be moving off here to the east, so we're not out of the woods here yet as far as rain goes, so don't be too surprised when you maybe hear some of that rain beating down on the rooftop. 65 in Champaign, 68 in Springfield, 64 in Effingham. Our temperatures tomorrow, I tell you, it's going to be a cool day. A little cloudy, a little overcast. We'll talk more about how long the rain sticks around into your weekend when we come back, so stick around with us. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
More details on a deadly officer-involved shooting, what the state's attorney had to say. And these flags honored Officer Chris Oberheim for his final trip home, how a community came out in full force one last time. And it was a hack that hit a state office, the latest on the ransomware attack against the Illinois Attorney General.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm McLeod Hageman. Jessica has the night off. Well, we are learning more about the shooting that left 2 men dead, including a Champaign police officer. Last Wednesday, Officer Chris Oberheim was shot and killed while responding to a domestic disturbance. State police released the body camera video today showing exactly what happened that morning. And we want to be sensitive to our audience and those who are grieving at this point. We have carefully removed the most graphic parts, and we need to warn you it's still difficult to watch, but it's essential evidence to explain that situation. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays talked with the Champaign County State's Attorney and describes what happened.
A struggle outside an apartment complex ended in 2 men losing their lives. One of them was a Champaign police officer. Officers Creel and Oberheim responded to a domestic disturbance. They saw a man leave the apartment and get into a car. That man was Darian Lafayette. The officers approached him.
What's up, man? Champaign Police, how are you?
For officer safety purposes as well, they certainly can initiate contact with somebody who's in the area when they're in the middle of an investigation.
It took about 7.5 seconds from the time the officers first spoke to Lafayette to the time he came out of the car with a gun.
Stop!
So it's a very fast moving event that's occurring at that point. During all of that time, when they approach the vehicle and when they initiate contact and even until the initial shots are fired, neither Officer Oberheim or Officer Creel have unholstered their weapons.
Officer Oberheim's gun never left his holster.
He never is able to unholster, and Officer Creel does not take his weapon out until after he actually was shot, and then is able to get himself up and assess the situation, see Lafayette standing over Officer Oberheim, and then draw his weapon and take a very appropriate action.
The Champaign County State's Attorney says Officer Jeffrey Creel's use of deadly force was legally justified and appropriate.
And Officers Oberheim and Creel were both shot 3 times. Lafayette was also hit and died at the scene. And the city of Champaign responded to the video release and said the tragedy that unfolded during the early morning of May 19th that claimed the life of police officer Chris Oberheim has shaken our community organization and community, and then caused many to reflect on the dangers that all law enforcement officers face daily. We continue to grieve with the Oberheim family and the men and women of the Champaign Police Department who lost a husband, father, colleague, and friend. And flags were loaded back up earlier this afternoon following Officer Oberheim's funeral service. They were put up early this week for his procession. And WCIA 3's Bryce Beament joins us live at the studio tonight. Now, Bryce, people even turned out to help while it was raining.
People came from different areas of central Illinois in the rain to help pick up the flags. They said it was the right thing to do and to continue honoring the fallen officer.
Everyone's here for each other, you know, we still help each other out, we still comfort each other, we still grieve together.
Hundreds of people came out in the rain to pick up flags. They were put out on Monday for Champaign police officer Chris Oberheim.
Every day they go out there and do their duty, and one of them lost their life and another got shot. You know, the least we can do is give them a a proper send-off.
Officer Oberheim was shot and killed last week when responding to a domestic disturbance.
Our police officers, they deserve a little more respect than what they get every day, putting themselves in danger. And I know there's good cops, there's bad cops, but we just need to know that these people signed up to help their communities.
People from all over came this week to put the flags up along the funeral procession route for the officer. Around 1,000 flags were put up in Monticello, and 200 were put up in Decatur.
Someone lost their life, someone lost a family member, someone lost a teammate, you know. We're just here to honor their memory, really.
Officer Oberheim's visitation was at a church in Decatur Tuesday before being laid to rest at a cemetery in Monticello.
It's heartwarming to see the support that the community has on this family that lost the husband and father.
But even as the flags are being picked up, the loss still impacts the community.
I know how hard it's hitting the police community, you know, to lose anyone, but to lose a friend and a colleague, you know, it just rips a hole through you.
The flagman missions continues. Provided the flags, they picked the Decatur flags up yesterday. They are on to another mission. Mac.
All right, thank you so much, Bryce. Here's an update tonight. The man accused of vandalizing Officer Oberheim's cruiser has been charged. 31-year-old Alonzo Miller is charged with criminal defacement of a police memorial. Police say he used a marker to scribble on the car while it was sitting outside the police department to honor his memory. In Effingham County, 37-year-old Christopher Glass was found guilty of murder, concealing a homicide, and battery. Police arrested him and Aaron Kaiser after 29-year-old Kimberly Mattingly's body was found in April of last year. Investigators found her remains buried in rural Beecher City. She had been shot to death. New tonight at 10, Illinois State Police are investigating a shooting in Athens. They say the police department was called for a shots fired incident where it was reported one neighbor shot another neighbor during a dispute. A 42-year-old man was seriously hurt and then taken to the hospital. We are working to learn more details about his condition. There is an increase in the number of reported online child exploitation cases. The director of the Illinois State Police, Brendan Kelly, joined the Attorney General to highlight those concerns. Those two agencies are part of a task force aimed at investigating and preventing online cases. The number of the cases for the task force has jumped 16% this year alone.
Include someone asking you to be their boyfriend or girlfriend online. We don't suggest that children, under the age of 18 have online boyfriends or girlfriends. Someone asking them to create a new account, possibly on a messaging app, that would be a red flag.
Experts say parents should keep regular communication with their kids about what they're doing online. They're encouraging kids to only talk to people they know. The Attorney General's office is still dealing with the aftermath of a ransomware attack that affected the agency's computer network. Hackers stole information from the Attorney General's system and demanded a ransom in return. Raul did not give specifics when his system would be up and running, but he did say his office never considered paying that ransom.
I want to say the work of the Attorney General's office has continued throughout this process. So giving you the precise time where we're at 120% because we seek to be beyond where we were 6 weeks ago.
The FBI is investigating the hacker responsible for that breach. He said his office was able to keep working despite the issues with their network. Here's a look at the state's latest coronavirus numbers at this point. 42 more people have died since yesterday. New cases are down, and they're now reporting fewer than 900 cases. The positivity rate has also dropped, sitting at 2.5%. Nearly 64,000 people were vaccinated yesterday. The 7-day average is more than 67,000. Nearly 5.2 million people in the state are now fully vaccinated. The city of Decatur is trying to speed up getting people rent and utility relief. Decatur gave out about $50,000 in COVID-19 relief money, but there's still about $450,000 sitting there. One city member says that's a problem. David Horn says the application for help is too long. It was about 20 pages, and the city cut that down to 8, but they're calling on federal lawmakers to make it even easier. They want to get the money to people who need it.
And not only will this help the Decatur families, this will help families across the nation for which there may be millions of dollars in aid that is ready to be distributed.
Horn says some things in that application may not be necessary. Well, the Illinois men's golf team is used to competing for the NCAA championship. Why it's different for one of them this year. Plus, the rain couldn't keep these people from celebrating. We'll tell you more about this parade. That is still ahead. And it was a rainy day across central Illinois. How's the weekend looking so far, Kevin?
Well, the weekend's going to be okay, but we've still got to get through a little bit of rain as we go throughout tonight and for your Friday. A recap of today. Boy, it was warm earlier in the day. We had temperatures, again, that's reporting America Bratcher weather camera overlooking Champaign. I want to get you a recap here of what we had as far as the highs and lows go. 83 degrees, but temperatures have really cooled off since as a front came through, brought us some rain. More rain in the forecast. We'll show you the cooler temperatures in your weekend forecast coming up.